What the frick is Kenya?
Actually, I think I'm working on Yemen.
Where that at? Is it in this hand or this hand?
I actually can't tell the
Can
difference.
you tell me what their historic background is?
So uh, uh you got South Yemen and North Yemen. Yemen is owned by these guys called the Ottomans, but then the rebels kicked them out. And South Yemen was owned by the British, but then they kind of just left. And then in 1970s, South Yemen turned into a communist country and so all the inhabitants went to North Yemen, and these guys are like, "Oh, you're stupid. I don't want you." So then they decided to become the Republic of Yemen to stop all racial segregation. But lately, a Muslim minority that reaches about 40% of the country's people have been revolting against the government. Uh, yeah. They eventually took over the president's palace and made everyone sign resignations. The current president has fled to Saudi Arabia and is currently requesting precision strikes on terrorists and is trying to implement a new relief system. The country has always been in a civil war, though.
That you can't describe their political system.
They basically don't have a government at this point, but their current political system is in transition and has an executive branch, legislative branch, and judicial branch. The legal system is a mixed legal system of Islamic law, Napoleonic law, English common law, and customary law.
Describe their economic background if you're so smart.
You know what? I'm gonna actually to help us out. I got a visual representation here. Found some footage from a soldier with a GoPro on his little hat thing helmet, and he's streaming right now. Streaming
Wow.
footage from the Great War, with their imports and exports really getting shut off by the Civil War, and everything getting shut off by the Civil War. The actual bank that holds most of their and all of their money was rebellionized, and they used to have 6 billion, but the rebels took 4 billion, and every month they take about 120 million. The government only has 1 billion left, and the president's not in the country, and their economy comes from oil and only oil. So the rebels just need to hunt the oil if they really want to shut everything down. But if you're going to say the rebels would be the government because they have much more money, they do also have a massive sex trafficking ring going on. So,
How
well,
many people are there?
27 million!
How many are Muslim?
99%.
How many are under 14?
Why do you want to know that? Anyways, about 40%.
Hey, wanna play headbands?
Am I one of them laps?
You look like the GDP sectors of Yemen.
You good? I don't know how to play headbands. The GDP sectors of Yemen are 23% agriculture, almost 9% industry, and around 67% all in service. Along with that, the country's GDP is 31 billion USD, surprisingly. The rate of growth is negative 4.2 annual change, sorry. And the per capita of GDP is 25,000 USD.
Aw man, where'd my headbench go?
The country's imports are food, live animals, machinery and equipment, and chemicals, and their exports are mainly oil, but also have coffee, dried and salted fish, liquefied natural gas, and there's really none of these things are going through because of the Civil War. Most are getting stolen by the rebels.
I didn't ask you anything about that, but while you're at it, what are the taxes as a percentage of GDP?
5.6% of the GDP.
How many of them can read?
70%, but only 55% of women can read.
How many babies die out of 1,000?
Like 47. There are more babies born there than in the US, but there's more dead babies, so you choose your pick.
Do they still get tourists?
Oh crap, another soldier's live streaming.
it's estimated out of every 1,000 people in Yemen, there are 27 million, 0.7 of them are tourists. So it may not seem like a lot, but that's like 100,000 times 100,000, and that's a million. That's a big number.
How does Yemen compare to the US?
They really don't. It's like you found let's say, you found a piece of wood on the side of the road that's rotting and has termites on it. And on the left side of the road you have a tank. And yeah, that's pretty much it. In Yemen, it's 8.2 more likely. 8.2 times more likely that you'll die in childbirth. You'll make 95% less money in any job you have, and you're 84% more likely to be murdered than in the US. But if we look here, you can see that the US has given me about a lot of time, a lot of views, because, you know, they're my home slice. Not even, but if I check Yemen over here, they haven't given me one. Saudi Arabia has given me views. Oman has given me Ethiopia, but not Yemen. Not Yemen. Not Yemen.
That sucks. I heard about 7 million of them have internet access. You know how many of the 14-year-olds are little boys?
Alright, and I think I'm gonna leave on that note.
What can I say except you're welcome for the tides, the sun, the sky. Hey, it's okay, it's